going live on Instagram and I'm live on YouTube. So if you don't follow me on YouTube, I'm going live there now too, okay? And the topic of today is what all my clients are facing, which is how to overcome emotional eating and treat ourselves, not cheat ourselves over this holiday season. Okay, so this is really an important topic because I find that all my clients I'm seeing now are treating themselves over the holidays totally fine, totally normal, totally natural, but aren't really feeling great about it. And I always say, you want to treat yourself, not feel like you're cheating yourself. And I actually even have it printed on the 2B Mindset water bottle, treat, not cheat. And I kind of want to explain what I mean when I say that. So let's get started. Okay, so I think a lot of you are signing on. I'm on YouTube, like I said, I'm on YouTube and I'm live on Instagram and if it's good, let me know. And I'll also post it on a more permanent video like IGTV, where I have a lot of good emotional eating videos on there. But hi everyone, you're waving, so cute. So I am going to talk about how to stop self-sabotaging, how to kind of help you overcome the emotional eating that takes place over the holidays and this time. It is literally nonstop events. I mean, I'm not alone in this. I'm sure you're the same way. I have had so many parties. It was Thanksgiving and Halloween just kind of like melded into each other, which became Hanukkah, which became, all of these celebrations and parties and holiday parties, and it's a lot. And a lot of us are treating ourselves, right? We're having cake at parties, we're having cocktail, I'm included, right? I think a lot of people think I eat perfectly all day. I really don't. But I will say, I have a big principle within the 2B Mindset program, and my personal philosophy is out of sight, out of mind. So just so you know, I eat lots of goodies, okay? I eat very, very yummy food. I will totally treat myself to chocolate cake. I will totally treat myself to a cocktail. I have fries. I have all of these things, and a lot of people don't think I do. I couldn't be more human, but I don't like to post about it or show it to everyone because why do I need you to start thinking about that? So one of my best tips is out of sight, out of mind, and a great way to help you overcome emotional eating and overcome what I call sense eating, where you just kind of see it and you want to eat it, is really look at who you're following on Instagram. Look who you're following on YouTube. Because insight in stomach. So when I was a lot heavier, and even as I was losing my weight, because I've lost 100 pounds, as you all know, I was obsessed with the Food Network. Obsessed with the Food Network. I have seen like thousands of hours of the Food Network. That's how I learned how to cook, because my parents weren't cooks by any means. So but I BuzzFeed Tasty, and I would follow all these cakes and recipes and all these sweet goods, and it just made me have sweet cravings and keep wanting to go back for sweets at night and just food that I didn't really need. So one of my best tips on overcoming emotional eating this holiday season, learning how to treat yourself without feeling like you're cheating yourself, is one of those big aspects is check out who your environment is, right? Like, who are you following on Instagram? Is it tons of people posting tons of decadent sweets all holiday season long? I have a awesome video I'm going to post on YouTube, hopefully later today, about Wonder Whips, like eggnog, pumpkin pie spice, and my apple pecan, which, by the way, to die for, that apple pecan one. But really, like, look at who you're being influenced by on a day-to-day basis, because insight is what leads to emotional eating. A lot of times we feel so overwhelmed, right? Like, I'm talking to a lot of people, my private clients, a couple of them just like feel like they cheated or they misstepped. And I always say you're only cheating yourself if you're not enjoying it. And that's a huge, huge, huge principle that I like to share with my private clients. And today I want to share it with all of you. I was 100 pounds overweight. I food focused, food obsessed, stress eater, emotional eater, because I love the taste. Anyone who thinks I'm a perfect eater is crazy. I can't lose that whole aspect of me who just loves to indulge and eat. And still to this day, when I get really stressed or when I like feel like I just want to indulge, that doesn't go away. But I've gotten better with practice, with time, with viewing this all as a process, with figuring out that with the 2B mindset, you're always either losing weight or learning from it. From all my instances, I've gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. So just know that you will get stronger and stronger and stronger. And just because you overindulged or just because you gained weight or just because you fell off or feel like you cheated, you're not. You're learning. You're learning, and it's a process, and that only makes you human. It only makes you human to just want to surrender sometimes. Okay. And so I'm going to give you a couple of like what I talk with my private clients in terms of how to help them with this. The first thing I want to explain is we're all creatures of humanity. And one aspect of being human I've discovered by working with so many thousands of people in private practice and at UCLA is that we all crave discipline, but we also all crave surrender. So a lot of people, they come see me and they're like, I'm so over it. A lot of people see me when they're at their absolute highest weight. They've like overindulged beyond and they're over it. They're like, I just want to be disciplined. Just tell me what to eat. I just want to know what to eat and I want to cut everything out. And on January 1st, mark my words, many of people, hopefully not you, are going to say, listen, I'm going to do this crazy diet. I'm going to do keto. I'm going to do Whole30. I'm going to cut out this. I'm going to cut out this. I'm going to cut out everything. And I'm going to lose weight. And then it happens. And you exercise that sense of discipline until that human side of you comes in and you want to surrender. That makes you human. Wanting to just binge one night, wanting to just eat the chocolate chip cookies, wanting to just go all out and be drunk after a holiday party, wanting to order Chinese food or pizza afterwards is a human aspect to you. And that's not necessarily the problem. The problem is not the problem, but the area that we want to work on is how do we surrender? How much do we have to surrender? Are there better areas to do it? And so that instead of being like, I need to cut everything out, or I need to just binge and binge and binge, and Friday night leads to Saturday, leads to Sunday, leads to I'll start Monday, leads to Wednesday, leads to next month, like that, too much surrender before you go back to an extreme. I like when my private clients and people doing the 2B mindset and people going on my retreat, I saw someone's coming on my retreat, you kind of see life like this, like a huge roller coaster. Like everything is crazy and everything is horrible and blah, 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 blah. So then, with tracking, with doing the 2B mindset principles and with understanding that it's all a process, that you're going to gain weight, that you're going to overindulge, that you're going to have these moments. With time, you start to view your relationship with food and lots of other aspects of your life to be a little bit more level-headed. And you forgive yourself when you're in that point of wanting to surrender, and you get a little bit more excited about wanting to be disciplined, but not too disciplined that you have to go too far. And with time and practice and understanding that the 2B mindset is a consistent practice of a process that really helps you overcome your emotional relationship with food and really helps you get to the point where you have a more logical and purposeful relationship with food and not as emotional, the better you're going to do. So I think it's really important that, like, even if you're not dinner and done, even if you're eating after dinner, even if you're eating, overeating carbs at night or over treating yourself and over sweets and all this stuff, I think it's really important that you, one, acknowledge that it's a process and that's normal and that you will get it. You will get it. If you're motivated and you care to, you can. And that's really a big part of it is not letting yourself think that it has to be too disciplined so that you feel like it has to be too surrendered, is really kind of finding this. And then another aspect of that is going to be finding more productive, less destructive points of surrender. So for me, sometimes like in a workout, like a Beachbody On Demand workout, when it says this is the modifier, I'll do it. I'm in good health. I'm not pregnant right now, but I'll do the modifier because I want to like surrender. It's like, for me, it's good enough that I started the workout class. That's obviously like a very, great one. But like, I just saw a client. I see a lot of like big CEOs, like in my private practice. You know, I my clients pay me $400 an hour. So I see, really high level people and in business and other things. And sometimes like it comes down to they just want a break from not feeling so disciplined all the time. Or I work with a lot of moms. And as a mom, especially if you're a working mom, your mind is thinking about a zillion things all the time. You have to be so on. So after the kids go to sleep, you just want to surrender to the candy, to the junk food, to wine, to chips, to the pantry, essentially. And that's the saga, and that's the habit. And I really recommend that, my private clients, I work with them, obviously more in depth and obviously understanding their lives more and giving more specific recommendations, because that's what it's like. But, finding different things that you can surrender in, whether it's like, sleeping in one day, or maybe watching a show in the middle of the day, which sometimes that's like, how can you watch television in the middle of the day if you're working, but like closing your door and like watching something for 20 minutes or like a comedy or something, just finding just getting a massage, treating yourself to something, coming on my retreat, indulging in something else. And I think it's just really important that everyone, finds a more purposeful aspect of surrender and identify like, you're just eating the cake and you just keep sabotaging yourself by like going back for more, even though you're not tasting, because you have too much going on, or your life is just really chaotic right now. And sometimes, it's not like that's going to go away, but sometimes just acknowledging it, like, I'm just overworked, I'm just really stressed, that really helps. And that really helps you just say like, what am I even doing? Why am I even eating this? Which brings me to my next aspect. So my next best tip that I share with my private clients, but I don't think ended up making in the To Be Mindset videos or certification is, because obviously I'm always evolving and learning things from my own and with my private clients. But don't worry, we have a lot more cool things to come with the To Be Mindset program. We're gonna, add more great things in the future, hopefully. But it's really like reminding yourself that these things are connected, right? That these two things are connected. And I have a phrase that really helps me, which is, I'm fully enjoying this. And I find that this is really helpful. So when I go in for a piece of cake, or when I go in for some popcorn, or when I go in for, I don't know, like a fried tempura roll, or a slice of pizza, I like to just say, I'm going to fully enjoy this. And while I'm eating it, I actually repeat over and over again, I'm fully enjoying this. And if for a second, and I say this in the To Be Mindset certification video, so if you are an emotional eater and you can't see me one-on-one or come on my retreats, I highly recommend you get the To Be Mindset certification at tobemindsetcertification.com. Even if you don't want to be a certified To Be Mindset mentor, you got to mentor yourself because you're in your head all day. And I really put in a lot of my best emotional eating tips and strategies within that Live It section. And I always say, if you're eating this thing, you're saying you're treating yourself, but the whole time you're thinking, this has so many calories, or this is gluten-free, or I'm going to really regret this, or is this even worth it, or my kid is making me crazy. If at any time your head is getting distracted with, oh my God, I have so many emails coming in, or I can't believe I have to go there later, or whatever it is, or I'm so mad at him, I hate him, or she's such a bitch, whatever it is going on here, if it's not, I'm fully enjoying this, if it's not, this is delicious, I would say drop the fork. Just drop the fork. And I walk you through the steps to how to treat yourself without feeling like you're cheating yourself within the certification. But that's like one of those last aspects, is if you're so distracted while you're eating it, then just drop the fork. which like for some people who've heard me say that is like their favorite line of mine. But it's important. And I have to say this for myself too. And I really recommend you rewatch. You watch. If you don't have a 2B Mindset program, obviously go to 2bmindset.com and get the 2B Mindset program. But really watch that emotional eating video. And I know it's only a 3-minute video because all the program videos within the 2B Mindset are all like under 5 minutes. And the emotional eating video is like 3.5 minutes. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not an emotional eater, so I don't have to watch the emotional eating video. We're all emotional eaters. There's no one who's not an emotional eater. If you eat because you're happy, if you eat because you've had it as a child, it's gonna be Christmas. These are the holidays. Like anything you're like the eggnog, the gingerbread cookie, the peppermint bark, all that stuff. Like a lot of it is emotional. Obviously, there's an emotional aspect to it. Anyone who says they're not an emotional eater just doesn't understand what that means. We're not robots, so there are a lot of things we eat out of emotional reasons: happy, sad, angry, lonely, stressed, whatever it is. But anyway, we watch that emotional eating video again because I say a line in there, which I came up with when going through my own really heavy emotional time. My mother passed away almost just exactly 2 years ago. And I was, eating afterwards because so many people told me that I should. And that's like, what's going to heal, which is obviously not the case. And I remember just coming up with a line, which I use to this day, and I use in the 2B Mindset emotional eating video, along with all these other aspects of how to overcome emotional eating, but which is the line that's really like, you need emotional healing, not emotional eating. And even if you're stressed, and even if you're sad, or even if you're just like overwhelmed because you're hosting a holiday party, or people coming into town, or you have to get gifts and you don't know how to get the best gifts, sometimes you have to realize like, I need emotional healing right now. Like I need a break. I need ease to my life because life is just getting really overwhelming. And acknowledging the fact that you need emotional healing at times and not emotional eating is going to help you a lot, because we all need healing. I mean, even if you're not going through a really heavy time, like you need a break. We all need a break. Life is really hard. Life is complicated. And acknowledging the fact that sometimes you just need a break, you just need to indulge, you just need some pampering, some love, is really going to help you overcome emotional eating. Because then when you start to identify like what it is that's overwhelming you, Christmas parties or New Year's or Q4 ending or whatever it is, budget concerns, finance, the stock market, like whatever it is, when you get to the core of like what's really bothering you, it will make you be able to pick up from those points of surrender, acknowledge why they're happening to begin with, and get you into the point where you actually acknowledge that you actually feel better when you're more in control over your eating with the 2B Mindset, getting back to tracking and all the 2B Mindset principles. So I really recommend that you use these tools. Let me know how it goes. And I'm happy to do more talks on emotional eating and all of these things more often. So send hearts if you enjoyed this. And if you think I should post this on IGTV, because I'm happy to do that too, or on YouTube. And just know that you're not alone. We all emotional eat. We all have hiccups. And sometimes you need to gain weight to learn, because you're always losing weight or learning from it. And acknowledge that 2B Mindset and your weight loss is a process. Everything in life is a process. LeBron James talks about how he approaches exercise and training for basketball. I'm not such a basketball person, but I heard him speak on a podcast on Tim Ferriss. He acknowledges that his training is a process, that everything LeBron James does, if he loses a game, he doesn't get as angry because he acknowledges that it's a process and he wants to learn from it. And the same goes true with the 2B Mindset and your weight loss, is acknowledge that this is a process, that that you can lose weight over Christmas, you can lose weight over New Year's, and even if you don't, what can you gather from it? And just make sure that if you are treating yourself, that you are fully enjoying it. And as you're eating and as you're enjoying at your holiday parties, just keep using that line. Tag me on Instagram story. are on YouTube now has a story. Tag me when you feel like you're exerting that. Share with me if you do, a little Instagram story video. Please tag me. I love when you guys share with me feedback and you help spread the message that life is better with the 2B mindset. Life is better when you live honestly, and have a healthier approach and in control relationship with food that is still indulgent, that does still surrender, that still enjoys the cookie when you are fully enjoying it. So thank you guys, and I hope you have a really good day and a very, very happy holiday season, and I will totally keep doing these if you like them. And please share the 2B mindset. Make sure all your friends and family are doing it. I see a lot of you say that you lost weight with the program. I'm sure you're getting a lot of compliments at these parties. Tell people what you're doing. You're doing the 2B mindset, and it's amazing, and it's the best approach to weight loss ever because it's easy, it's simple, it's sensible, and it's sustainable, and you learn to evolve. And one last thing I'll say, because this was really impactful with the test group, because the test group that did the 2B mindset lost so much weight and has kept it off 2 years later. And all my private clients, they lose weight and they keep it off because when you look at it as a process and you learn throughout and you really use the 2B mindset tracker and you really watch every single video, it's self-directed. So if you put the more effort you put in, the more effortless it becomes, and you really end up keeping it off. They always tell me that it's easier to go with it. It's easier to do the 2B mindset than it is to do without it. And it's more freeing. And when you do fully enjoy your treats and you do still track it and you do look at this all as a process and a learning situation, and sometimes challenging, sometimes rewarding, and all of it, and you look at it like that, you will lose this weight, you'll keep it off, and you will know for yourself, just like the people in my test group and my clients, that this is the last weight loss program you ever have to do. Really let that resonate, because I'm sure you've done plenty of online meal plans or Weight Watchers and this diet and that diet, and you probably tried a bunch of silly things. But just acknowledge the fact that if you do the 2B mindset and you look at it as a process and you really track daily and you really watch every video and you're not afraid to rewatch a video because they're only 3 minutes long, most of them, and you really keep at it, you will not have to lose weight again. You will lose off that chunk of weight. You will get to your lowest weight. You will get to your goal weight, and you'll be able to keep it off for a good while, still enjoying treats and sweets and enjoying your life. So share with your friends, because a lot of people are thinking that they need to start diets January 1st, and they do not have to start and do anything silly and restrictive, because they're going to just exert that discipline until they, Super Bowl party, deep fried wings, Valentine's Day chocolates. It just all starts over the cycle again. Okay. I love you guys. I was supposed to end a while ago, but I'm going to end now. Have a great day.